everyone, Jess here, and today I am participating in another Multiphoto Monday Hop. This challenge is a bit of a mix-it-up challenge. It's a mix in some old with some new, and this was chosen by the lovely Caitlin. So I have taken that to heart, and I have mixed quite a lot of different older and newer things together in quite a variety of age groups. So this stripy paper you can see I've just cut a strip of is from about 2003. It's super lightweight, like super lightweight. And it would normally be something that I trash actually, but I decided I quite liked the colours. It went quite well with my boy layouts, so I am keeping it. And I've already made a layout with it as well. That's why it's not a full 12 by 12 piece. So I have pulled out a whole bunch of scraps that are just old random kits that I've not put away yet. And I'm just looking through to see what colour matches with the Cocoa Vanilla Studio sticker sheet that I have there, because I want to include that in my layout. And I'm also just picking random things that I like. So just going through all of the different colours there. And I know I'm definitely going to use that sticker sheet, which is the Cocoa Vanilla Flying High collection, and that's from 2014. So that's one of my older things in this as well. So 2003 is definitely my very oldest, and that's the striped paper background. And then my ephemera, my embellishing, is going to be off that sticker sheet, which is 2014. Then the papers here that I'm having a play with are quite a variety. There's some from the Wolf Pack, or Heidi Swap Pineapple. I think I made that name up. Something Heidi Swap, which is about 2018, so not super old there. And then this blue that I'm playing with now is from Paisley Days Kaiser Craft, which is 2019. So I'm definitely catching the brief here of mixing the old things in with the new things. So I'm totally confident that I have succeeded in that challenge. I'm going to be making 2 of those little banners, the same as that blue one, using this stripe, sort of other diagonal striped paper. I've just got lots of stripes going on here with this layout today, and I was worried it was going to look really quite disjointed and messy, but I think it works. I think it's okay. I hope it's okay because I've done it now. So sorry about the glare coming off the top of my table. I hope you are able to live with it. I know you can see the lights glaring back up with you. I'm actually scrapping in a hotel room, believe it or not. My darling husband, surprised me on a trip away for a night for my birthday, which is absolutely amazing. But I had deadlines, so I unfortunately, it was like a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. I had, in inverted commas, I had to scrap while I was away, but I actually really enjoy scrapping, as I hope you all do. And it's a real, tension release for me and things like that. So it's actually really nice to be able to scrapbook uninterrupted and not in the middle of the night. So I actually quite enjoyed it. So yeah, hopefully the glare isn't too bad. It's mostly covered, but there is a little bit of it showing through. So hopefully, yes, you can manage with that. The washi tape that I've just put down there is also from Kaiser Craft, the Lucky Dip, I think it's called, brand out of Kaiser Craft. But I got it in my November Kitaholics kit of 2019. So another new piece there. Sorry, that was my husband reaching for his mobile phone. Our hotel room is tiny, like tiny. So he's a little bit trapped in with me sitting at the desk. Whoops. They really didn't, that's not even our fault. You should be able to have one person working at the desk and one person, wanting to be somewhere else. But he really couldn't. He was laying on the bed watching TV, and that was about the only place he could be. Poor guy. Anywho. So you can sort of see the gist here of what I'm working with. I've got the washi along the bottom and along the top. I've put that blue scalloped edged border strip. I'm also going to put a border strip down along the bottom. I'm tossing and turning in my brain at the moment whether to use the bright coloured triangles or whether to use the red. I'm thinking the triangles are going to be a little bit much. There's so much colour going on, especially with those two, I suppose, banners that are going across the centre. So I think I'm going to stick with the red. And the red's got a bit of a chevron effect. So I'm going to actually double layer that. I'm going to pop out all of the inside little arrows and then put those down in a row as well. Now that probably makes no sense, but you will see in just a moment. I've stuck something down wonky, so I couldn't stick the paper on properly, so I had to actually deliberately stick the paper wonky so that it looked more straight, which is so bizarre for me. So there you can see the chevron red now. Sorry, jumped ahead a little bit because that took time. So the long border strip, I popped out all the little red arrows and then I've stuck those on separately down underneath. So these are the 4 photos I'm going to use. They are wallet size, so 3x4 size. Originally I was only going to use the close-up 2 of little man being super happy that he's walking. But then the more I looked at like the process shots of him like learning how to do it and his brother supporting him, I actually did want all 4. So I've just cut them down a little bit. They're probably about maybe 2 inches by 3.5 inches maybe. No, not 3.5. That doesn't make sense. You can't have a 3. Oh no, you can have a 3x4 photo and have it 3.5. So yeah, 2 inches by 3.5 inches-ish. Not exactly, just I didn't want to lose too much off the photo. So I'm going to cut all 4 of those down to that same size. At the moment, the 2 little ones have been cut that size and the 2 big ones are still big. I was umming and ahhing whether to keep those larger, but no, I've decided I'll cut all 4 the same size. And then I'm going to mat them all together on a big white mat. So just sticking on my bat, there we go. So we've got 1, 2, and I was thinking around, do I skew them, do I twist them? But in the end, I just keep it really simple. All 4 photos the same size, and they're all matted together on a white mat. And then I'm going to layer them on top of this chevron wood grain, which is also a Paisley Days 2019 collection. So I've got quite a bit of collections happening. I've got the stripes from 2003. I've got the Cocoa Vanilla Studios Flying High 2014. I've got the Paisley Days paper, which is the light blue, and this wood grain that I'm using to mat the photos, which is 2019. I've got the washi tape, which honestly could be any year, however long Kaiser Crafters had it in their collection, but I purchased it in 2019. What am I about to do now so that I can tell you what other year level I have included here? Just in case you're wondering, the double-sided tape and foam tape that I use is the Kaiser Craft brand as well. They have monthly 50% off sales, so I think their foam tape comes down to about $1.50, so I just buy it then. That seems like a reasonable price. Just popping up my photograph there on foam. So that adventure is going to be part of my heading, and that's the Boys Rule Cocoa Vanilla Studios as well, and that's from 2018. These stickers, I purchased those in 2019. I'm not 100% sure how old, like what year level they were released, but I purchased them in 2019. And then the really gorgeous little ones there, I think I purchased those in 2019 too. Paige Evans, I think they are. Pretty sure. Love those little tiny stickers. So I've got quite a bit from 2018, 2019 mixed in with a bit of 2003 and 2014. 2 different Cocoa Vanilla Studios collections, and then a mix match of paper, just a whole bunch of everything. So you can see I fussy cut the word adventures off that pattern paper and then popped it up on a little bit of foam, so it was on top of my photo, and it was a little bit on top of the word start. What was I going to say about my heading? Oh, let the adventure begin was what my heading was going to be, but I didn't have any of the letters I needed for begin pretty much at all. So I decided to just go with start. I think that still works. It's not quite the same flow, but I didn't have to doctor a single letter, so that's always a win in my book. So I definitely went with that from ease. Just having a play with the different ephemera. I'm definitely using this ephemera, but I actually started to find it a little bit tricky what I wanted to use and where. I realized that the way I designed my background, it's actually quite busy. And so then adding ephemera pieces was a little bit of a challenge. So I've put on that little phrase there, which is "watch me fly." And you may have noticed that one of the stickers got stuck to the photo by accident and it left a little mark. So putting that "watch me fly" there covered the little mark that had been left. So 2 birds with 1 stone. And he just looks so happy, my little man, that he's walking by himself. So this would have been a few months ago, and he's still not independently walking yet, but definitely running around with, walking aids. He's about 14 months old now, but in that photo he's probably only 8 months old maybe, so he's pretty happy. Oh no, surely he's older than 8 months. That doesn't sound right, does it? Maybe he's more like 11. 11 months old, 12 months old maybe. Either way, it's been a little while since these photos were taken, but he's pretty stoked with himself. So I decided, with the whole layout being really quite busy, that I would let some stars do the talking. And then I was thinking I'm just going to leave some white space. I try and have a play with a few other bits and pieces, but it just doesn't look right. And then the striped paper in the background is just super, super busy, that I think I'm just going to let it go. I wanted to mirror the arrow from up the top down the bottom. Both of these arrows are pointing in at the photo, so they're sort of showing some direction there, drawing your eye towards things. But none of the colours were working right until I finally got to that blue one. I'm denied about filling that big white space up above the photograph, but no, I just decided, don't overthink it, just let it be. So I will mention now, before I move into the close-ups, I have got down in the description box below a link to the next person in the hop. Make sure you hop on over and check them out. So Multiphoto Monday. So obviously you're going to see a whole bunch of different layouts with multiple photos on them, not just single photos. And you should be seeing everybody using something old from their stash and mixing that in with a newer age supply. So let's see how we all go. I think I definitely achieved that brief with my 2003 and 2014 supplies, and I'm super happy with the way my layout turned out. So here are my close-ups, my little man's happy little face. I really love this title. I love fussy cutting these words out. I've done that quite a bit with different Cocoa Vanilla Studios collections. I think it just has a really nice effect to a title on a page. So thank you so much for hopping over to me. Please hop along to the next person, and we will see you next time. Thanks everyone. Bye.